name's Craig McGrath. Spent 23 years in the Army. Eventually had to leave. I was wounded in Afghanistan in 2012. I went to university, retrained in management. I had an awareness of what the pitfalls were, trying to transition to become a civilian. I had a plan, and that was the goal for me, was to become a civilian, not an ex-Army person in the private sector. You know, I hadn't been a civilian since I was 20. I loved the Army and I had a great career. I had, sort of lower limb injuries, so playing dynamic sports like football and those sorts of running sports, I couldn't do that anymore. I was introduced to the sailing here through another sailing program that I'd already done, and the club here was the club that supported the training for the Invictus Games in Sydney for the sailing. And where I got selected into the team and then got really good training. Ever since then, once I knew the club was running that community sailing, I pretty much didn't miss a month. For me, it was the common interest that we had in sailing stopped me only talking about the military. We don't have anything else to talk about, so we just talk about the Army or the Navy or the Air Force, because that's our whole life. I needed to make that break. The best way I found to do that was to mix with people who had a common interest that wasn't military. And so when we come to the club, you're talking about sailing, you're talking about the weather and the water and the boat and who you're going to sail with and what you're going to do. And military doesn't even come into the conversation. Just through the sailing, I've eventually become a sailing coach. You know, you're building a network of people that can help you out, and they want to help because they're good people. Joining a club is so important because it's not just the sport, you have a connection with those people, they become part of your network, and you can talk to them about anything. I know before I started sailing, there's no way I'd think about going out on a sailing boat in wintertime, but it's actually a really nice day and it's quite nice out on the water. The club is very generous in helping us, veterans particularly, get into the club and sailing and being part of it. Look, I was apprehensive coming here because it's a yacht club. Coming down to the club, driving in here, it's sort of the first time I sort of felt out of place. I felt like I don't belong here. Not even knowing who I was. I mean, they knew I was a veteran because I'd come to veteran sailing, but that was it. And so they were just so friendly and lovely people to talk to. And they're just so generous with their time and their knowledge, and yeah, just lovely people.